All right, ladies, I think we are recording. And so we are live. I am so excited to be joined by these incredible women today for our Momentum Tuesday call. And we had a very exciting weekend here in Salt Lake City over this past weekend. We had our very first growth summit. Now that we've evolved, right? We've transitioned. We're now in the full Evolve comp plan. And so we have our growth summit. And these three women were just three of my goodness, how many did we have? Over 190, 100, something like that? Because this was global. And so these three were just three of the people that were there. You guys, it was so wonderful. It's incredible, just the magic and the warmth that you feel when you get together and you're able to feed off of each other, exchange ideas, empathize with each other. It was such an awesome weekend. And again, I'm so excited to have Dr. Jennifer Katzer, Lisa Baumers, and Celeste Skousen here with me to kind of recap the magic that happened this last weekend. So really quick, I'm going to introduce our three beautiful guests. First, we have Dr. Jennifer, who is passionate about helping others achieve real health through activation. She is a wife, she is a mom, a homeschool mom to 4 kids, and a prenatal and pediatric chiropractor who also loves homesteading and growing real food for her family. Then we have Celeste Skousen, who is also homeschooling. She's a mom of 5 children, ages 24 to 10, and she has been natural-minded her entire life and became a certified homeopath in 2019. Around that same time, she was introduced to LifeVantage and realized that this was something that she had to share. She is passionate about health and wellness, faith, and freedom. And then finally, we have Lisa Baumers, who is a wife and mom to 3 boys, an ER nurse for 24 years, natural-minded as well, but really became root cause based after her son had an autoimmune disease 15 years ago. I'm assuming was diagnosed about 15 years ago or so. 3 years ago, she quit the ER and joined LifeVantage 1.5 years ago. And after attending her first event, after throwing her first event that launched her LifeVantage business, she has not stopped. She is also passionate about health, freedom, and family. And now Lisa not only is doing LifeVantage, but she does work at a hyperbaric oxygen chamber 1 day a week, right, Lisa?
Yep.
So that was a lot, you guys, and that doesn't even come close to how amazing these 3 ladies are. But needless to say, these are 3 women who are making a difference, not only in their families, but in their communities, and definitely here at LifeVantage. So I could not be more thrilled than to have the 3 of you join me. And I think starting off, I'm going to kind of toss it to you, Dr. Jennifer. Let's have you start us off as we recap what happened this past weekend.
Thank you, Ashlyn. I first wanted to just start by saying how much I truly, truly appreciate the LifeVantage community. We had such great care while we were there. I came away from our first night or Friday night dinner and was completely inspired from the very beginning and just had value added the rest of the time. But we had the whole LifeVantage staff there. And I just kept reflecting on they're taking time away from their families this weekend and how much I appreciated Ashlyn, you, and everyone else taking that time to be there and show us around the office. And it was so fun. Like, I really hope that if you're out there, you work towards Growth Summit if you've not already hit it, because it was transformational and it was such a great experience. On Friday night, I'm going to share about that. So Kristen Cunningham got up first and she welcomed us. And then she started to talk about vision casting. And she made me think about LifeVantage in a much, much, much bigger way. So I'm going to just kind of give you the points that she shared with us. So what she started talking about was, what would your business look like if we're coming into this weekend, a lot of us MC1s or above, and she started to just talk about what would it look like if you had 10 SC1s in your business. If you had 10 SC1s in your business, that would get you to MC2. So that's kind of where a lot of us are looking towards next. And then what if you had 10 MC1s in your business, and how that would completely transform your business into EC1 and above? And then what if you had 15 EC1s in your business, and you would be well above presidential at that point in time?
Right.
And then she went on to talk about, we have leaders here who have 5 presidentials in their business. Like, can you imagine what it would be like to not only be presidential yourself, but to have 5 presidentials in your team? And that was the first time that I really was like, oh, this is like actually a possibility. And I remember before coming to this weekend, I saw this gal on Instagram posting about how a lot of people look at network marketing as a pyramid scheme, when really, like, there's just one person at the top. And truly, what I've learned in the year that I've been with LifeVantage and been with network marketing is that the pyramid is actually flipped. So you start down at the bottom, but you keep working, and truly, like, your growth is limitless.
Right.
And that is what the LifeVantage team does for you. Like, they continue to educate you and grow you and teach you, and there's no limit. Like, you just can keep growing and keep blessing other people. So my takeaway from that was really like, I can do that, which was the biggest takeaway. But I know a lot of other people felt that way too. And then, my hitting point was, okay, so if we want to hit those goals and we want to see other people hit those goals, what do we need to do? We need to first hit those goals ourselves as leaders, so that we can not only tell our teammates what to do, but we can also go and show them what to do. And not just show them, but Mark hit home a lot this weekend about being a professional in this business and doing it with our team members. So don't just tell them what to go do, like, be there with them and help them get to that place and teach them about how to get to that place. And it was just like, Mark, what is his last name? I cannot remember
Shinsato.
right now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Mark
So
Shinsato.
Mark just has this like truly authentic, kind and loving and so down to earth personality.
Doesn't he?
And he doesn't
He does.
undercut, yeah, he doesn't like undercut the fact that it's going to be hard work and it's going to be consistency. But he also just loves loving on people. And I think you just see like, yeah, we can do this if we just keep loving on people. So I'm going to pass this over to Lisa, because I know Lisa has a lot of really great points about how to love our team and how to take great care of our team. So thank you for letting me share today. And I just will be praying for all of you as you continue to grow your teams as well.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. And yeah, Lisa, let's hear from you.
Yeah, well, it was an amazing weekend. So honored to be there. And like Jennifer said, just felt so supported, and from the red carpet that they, welcomed us with, to hearing the people who provided the training. It was just great. And I'm just going to kind of go over some of the different nuggets. There were a lot of different areas during the training that were just really helpful. Like she said, in maintaining a quality team, not just us as a team, but also as our customers. And so so the first thing that he talked about was just simply being a good human. And he said, no one cares how much you know until they know that you care. And so I've heard that before, but again, it was just a really good reminder that we can talk about all the science and blah, 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 but they're going to go away from that with, like, how did we make them feel? And I really liked the point that he said, put on imaginary duct tape and let them talk. So basically listening is key. God gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth. He talked really a lot about relationships and building friendships, not necessarily just reaching out to people. I mean, I guess you can cold market, but just building that relationship and stay in touch with them. Another thing that I really loved that he said was to have the mindset that I'm a CEO of a multi-million-dollar business. So don't leave it to chance. You need to be managing your business. And I think that's so true. A lot of times we just, want to hand that off, but he was like, we really need to hold the hand of our consultants and be leading by example as well. He also talked a lot about amateur versus professional, and the amateurs pay to play, but professionals get paid to pay. And so it's just a different perspective. The professional, keep going when you want to quit. You're going to have ups and downs, like Jennifer mentioned, but stay in it. And you also want to help your consultants to be professionals. And he said, make sure that you're focusing on income generating activities. Invite, presentations. And also, even when it comes to putting together a database, with your new consultants, saying, hey, let's take this pen and let's do it together, versus, again, leaving it to chance and just telling them to do that because they may not do it. So it's really taking hold of those consultants, and is a really great way to build your business. Another thing I love that he said is, you don't have to be great at what you're saying, as far as, like, people might have a fear of presenting or talking to people, but he said, don't let that fear hold you back, because it doesn't really matter what you say. It's more about how you make them feel, which is what I mentioned before. And then we talked a lot about retaining subscriptions. Our highest retentions are when customers are enrolled on subscriptions. 32% more likely to continue to purchase months 1 through 4 if they are on a subscription. And then we're having more higher retention with our collagen customers if they're on that, 42%. And also being on a stack is a better way to retain customers. And then making sure.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you just dropped some really big. This is data. These are hard numbers. This isn't, maybes or what ifs. Could you go through those really quick? 32%. What was that?
Well, 35% more likely to continue to purchase months 1 through 4 if they're simply on a subscription.
35%. Amazing. And then what was it with collagen if they happen to have collagen on a subscription?
42%.
42%.
And then if they're on a stack, like Vitality Stack or a Duo, they're 33% more likely.
That's amazing. Thank you for, like I said, I'm like, oh man, these are big things. I'm going to have her state them again.
Right. And then just kind of educating our customers on letting them know that it's not a quick fix, 90 to 120 days, for statistics. So we want to make sure that we're letting them know it's not a quick fix, and just kind of setting them up that expectation. A month of healing for every decade of life. I most often always tell my customers 3 to 6 months, you need to give it a minimum. And that way, that's also a really good way to retain them and just checking in with them, but then also spending that time with customers and listening, letting them know they can delay that subscription and that they're not locked in, because I think people have a fear that if they have a subscription that they're locked into that, and just knowing that they're able to cancel.
Right.
And then the art of recognition, and just a good reminder that we didn't get to be a leader or where we're at without a team. So we need to make sure that we're recognizing them. And what I think he said was so good was recognize the activity, not the outcome. So I think that's huge.
That is huge.
And then he kind of said 4 different things that if we are recognizing those consultants, it's going to increase productivity.
Yep.
It's going to positively impact our teamwork and our morale. It's going to enhance retention. They're going to feel appreciated and more likely to stick around. And then it also instills a sense of purpose, whether we're recognizing them on Facebook, sending them a message. But I know personally that that's been so meaningful to me, just having them recognize that, and it does make you really feel appreciated. And I know that culture that you create in your team is so huge. That's been a really great thing on our Michigan team. And then the other thing he said about recognition that I just loved, he said, recognition can be free, but the results it provides produces can be priceless. And again, at the end of the day, people will remember how you made them feel. That's mainly like some of the takeaways that I had. We also talked about social media. So I can touch on that too, but I'm going to hand it over to Celeste.
Awesome. And Celeste, we talked about the people who are at Growth Summit, have hit MC1 and maintained that. You're already an MC2. So
yes,
that
I
is
was
so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I was already MC1 before the Growth Summit was announced. And so as somebody who had never been to Growth Summit, but had already hit MC1, I had to maintain not just MC1, but I had to do 3 in 1 for 3 months in a row
Yeah.
in order to demonstrate that I'm still in the game and I'm still going and leading.
Lisa,
and so,
you did too as well.
That third month that I got 3 in 1 in a row, I also made MC2. So that was very exciting to me. So
that's amazing. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, and I have to show you the first graphic that they gave us at the convention was this mountain that shows like the path, that we're on. And, here we are at MC1 or I'm at MC2 and this, this summit at EC1 is our next major goal and it's totally achievable. So this is going to be my journal for getting getting to executive. So I'm super excited about that. And speaking of recognition, I just have to say how much I appreciated the recognition and the edification that we received from corporate at Growth Summit. Not only was it, all paid for and all taken care of and everything, but there were so many ways that you guys, edified us and just lifted us up over the occasion. Everything from, there was a red carpet, entry and cheering as we came in and getting to have our pictures by the LifeVantage Jeep and getting, cool professional headshots. I don't know if that's going to still be a thing, but I'd love it to still be a thing because that was so fun. And, just like all these things that, you see us and you see our efforts and you're totally cheering us on as we're going forward and reaching those next levels. So I was really struck by the just the action items that I got out of this, the motivation to not only be better for myself in my own business, just my own actions, but also in ways to support my team. And I was really impacted by what Mark Shinsato said about how important the first 24 hours are when you bring on a new team member, because that's when you can really help them hit the ground running. And I think that the new consultant, the consultant coupons are going to be super important in supporting that. But we need to be able to give people their own, help them see their own direction and path moving forward from the very beginning. And excuse me. So meeting with them within that first 24-hour period to get clear on what their goals are and their why, why it is that they want these goals, because that's what's going to help keep them going. And it's important for ourselves every single one of us to keep revisiting that why, because that's what keeps us going as well. And so we can, even when we are in the middle of our own journey, we can always revisit this process of, evaluating what our goals are at this stage of our business and what's our why behind that, so that we can keep progressing and really taking responsibility for our business. So, and I loved, speaking of, just honoring us, Mark Shinsato had a beautiful object lesson of passing the baton, and he had this beautiful blue shiny baton, and he just said how his message was how we are we take on the baton ourselves, and we're running, and then we bring on team members, and they start running with us, and we're running along with them, and then when they're ready, we pass the baton to them and they can keep going, right? And so it's like this process of, every one of us starts from basically ground zero, and we learn how to get here, and then we lift others up, and then they lift others up, and it's this continual process. So it's just beautiful, the industry that we're in, and I can't say enough about this wonderful, amazing company that we are part of, because LifeVantage really is a stellar company, and there's so many amazing things about it. Our other presenter, Kim Kobensky, said, if anybody leaves LifeVantage, they're insane because they don't know what they have, right? We just have an amazing company and opportunity here, and I'm so grateful to be part of it.
Oh, thank you so much, Celeste. And I love that you brought up Kim Kobensky. So she was our other speaker, right? Our other executive leader that tag teamed with Mark Shinsato, and Kim was incredible and gave so many nuggets, and she was so real and vulnerable. And I think, at least for me, it made her so much more relatable. What are your guys' thoughts on Kim's training?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had the opportunity to chat with her a fair amount afterwards, and that's another amazing thing about the Growth Summit, is that you can connect with people behind the scenes and between the scenes to get more of that personal interaction. And so, yeah, we had some really good conversations, and she just has so many amazing insights about the social media process, which is where I sit more in the social media realm and growing that. And so she had some really good insights in that, and just just being there to, having that rock solid mentality and being always there to support your team, always there to support your team. That was really amazing.
Awesome. Jennifer, what about you?
I really enjoyed her takeaways on social media about being true to who you are on social media and sharing your story. And I know that we've heard that before, but she really nailed home on you can't sell anything unless you're being true to who you are and you're gathering the right people. Like, you're not going to be able to sell to everyone. So find the people that relate to you and keep sharing your story, because those people are going to relate to you. And those are the people that are going to become your team, whether it's customers or consultants. Like, keep adding value on social media on things that matter to you, because those things matter to other people too.
Oh, I love that. That's perfect. Lisa, anything else?
Yeah, I really loved a lot what Kim said as well, and I talked to her too, but I think one of the things she said was just showing up and being consistent, I think is so key. And again, it goes back to having them know, like, and trust you, and just, again, building connections, building relationships. And as Jen said, yeah, staying true to who you are, being vulnerable, along with the win, also put your struggle so that people can relate. And you want to be relatable, meaning not perfect, because that's not relatable. So yeah, she did a really nice job with that. And so, because I do think social media is a good way to build those relationships. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I love what she said about always put the struggle first and then the win. People need to see the path and not just the arrival of the path.
Right. Right. And I love, such an amazing thing about Growth Summit is you're bringing people in globally, right? I mean, we had Japan there, we had Thailand, we had the Philippines, we had Canada, we had Mexico, and then Europe, and then of course the United States. And so to get to network with all of these men and women who are around the same business wise, right? You're all, around the same ranks. And so being able to, like I said, network, exchange ideas because they're in the thick of it right there with you. But then also to have Mark and Kim Kobinski there to kind of be that step forward of, this is what it looks like beyond. I just think it was awesome to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really quick, we'll go around. Any last thoughts? How about this? Any advice? Because you guys know we have a lot of LifeVantage consultants who are currently trying to qualify to go to Growth Summit in September 2024. So maybe I'll start with you, Lisa, and then we'll do Jennifer and Celeste. Any words of advice for those who are reaching for this next goal of to be able to attend Growth Summit, and any advice that you would give them that maybe you wish you had before you went? So Lisa, I'll turn it to you.
Yeah, I think just like I mentioned in the social media arena, just keep continuing to show up, keep building relationships, and keep doing the invites. I know with my team and my consultants, we try to have presentations monthly. And that's, again, just a really good way to get in front of people. And when they're in that environment and see your culture, it's just so much more effective if you're able to do that. But I think, again, just, keep the inviting, keep the presentations, and doing the do, and what you can, and trust God with the rest.
I love that. Jennifer, we'll pass it to you.
3 things. Educate. We have to educate our customers on the products. We have to educate our team on the business. Add value. So keep adding value to your customers. Keep rewarding them. Keep doing the same thing with your consultants. Let them know how important they are to you, and let them know how important this business can be to their lives. And then 3, add retention. And when you do those 2 things, you get retention, and that's how you end up growing your business and continue to grow your business.
I love that. So simple, right? Celeste.
Educate, add value, retain.
Educate, add value, retain. I love that.
Nice.
And Celeste.
Yeah, mine is just don't ever be complacent in your business. Something that we had touched on, but I'll bring out real quick, is that at one point we got to see an actual spreadsheet snapshot of our business, of a business overview, and that was personalized to us. So each one of us got a packet with a snapshot of our business over the course of the last year, what our customers are doing, where our major sources of volume have been, and all these different data points. And what was striking to me is that the months that I had higher enrollments myself, my team had higher enrollments. The months that I had lower enrollments myself, my team had lower enrollments. It tracked almost perfectly.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yes, monkey see, monkey do. And so, you think that, oh, I have a team and, I'm just going to support them in what they're doing. And, and I just want to be the support. No, you need to be the actor. You need to be the one doing the action, because they will follow in your footsteps. And so always, keep your own action going. Don't ever stop. And, keep moving forward, because this is your business and you're in charge, and they will follow you.
Awesome. I love that. You ladies, thank you so much for taking the time to, peel back the curtain a little bit about what happened this weekend. Obviously, so many of you were able to see our incredible social media manager, Nicole Godoy, and our media team with Zach and Jason. They were there taking pictures, and I know that they were uploading reels so that you guys could see what this weekend, all that it had in store. But again, it's so impactful to hear it from the people that were actually there. Last thing, did it make you emotional? Because it did for me. How many, I especially from Thailand and Japan, when everyone had an opportunity to get up and kind of share from their heart, and so many of them, their number one bucket list was to come to America. They wanted to come to the US, and it was person after person who would stand there at the mic, and it was just like, this is it. Like, this is what I wanted my whole life. And then to be able to go back to their country with that of I've been to the United States of America. Was that as emotional for you guys as it was for me? It was so neat to see so many their dreams coming true. And hopefully they'll continue to have bigger dreams, right? Because that's what we do. Once we've hit a dream, we create more. But that was such a special thing for me to see. So many LifeVantage consultants, achieving their dreams. It was really, really
And
cool.
LifeVantage is truly international. It's beautiful that way. We have so much to offer. And
It
there's
is.
just no boundaries. Like any of us could have an international business and be part of that.
100%. That was the other thing is we had all of our general managers from every market there. And they said, come talk to me. If you want to, maybe someone in the UK or Ireland, come talk to me. If you know someone in Mexico, the GMs were there to network with you guys as well to make that, a feasible thing if you choose to do that. So it was really, really neat. Well, thank you all again so much. It was my pleasure to spend this past weekend with all of you. Cannot wait to see what this Growth Summit is going to do for you personally and then translate into your businesses. And we're just here. We're going to watch you guys soar. And we're so, so excited to be there.
Thank you, Ashlyn. It's been wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, you
Bye-bye.
too.